Hi, and welcome to the corrections for the first mock exam. So let's jump right into it. So by now you will have tried the paper, and question 1, you were supposed to simplify this expression. Now this question, it's going to test how much you understand factorization. So the first question, the first thing I would have done, I would have factorized out 2 because I know 2 can go into 2 and 18. So let's pull out 2. When we pull out 2, we'll be left with p squared minus 9. Because remember, when we're pulling out something, we're secretly dividing everyone by that number which we are pulling out. So let's work out the underneath now. Now the underneath is a quadratic. And remember, when you're factorizing a quadratic, you have to multiply a and c. This is a, this is b, and this is c. If we multiply a and c today, we will get positive 6. Now we have to ask ourselves, what two numbers, if we were to multiply them, we will get 6, positive 6. But if we were to add them, we would get minus 7. So I believe these numbers would be the solution. Minus 6 multiplied by minus 1. If we multiply minus 6 by minus 1, we get positive 6. But if we add these two numbers, we will get minus 7. So we have 2p squared and we have positive 3. Remember, there are more than one ways to say minus 7p. And instead of saying minus 7p, we could say minus 6p minus 1p. And we could factorize this these 4 items by paying attention to 2 at a time. So for the first 2, you can pull out 2 and p. So let's pull out 2 and p. If we pull out 2 and p, we will be left with p minus 3, if I'm not mistaken, because we're secretly dividing everyone by positive 2p. Now we're going to pull out 1. If we pull out positive 1, we will be left with minus 1p plus 3. Because when we pull out 1, we're secretly dividing everyone by 1. But you know by now this is a mistake, because I need the items in the brackets to look exactly the same. So instead of pulling out positive 1, I should pull out negative 1. The signs will just become the opposite. And we all know positive 1p is the same thing as p. 2 items in the brackets look exactly the same. So let's pull out p minus 3 from both of them. If we do this, we'll end up with 2p minus 1. So the underneath can be replaced with p minus 3 and 2p minus 1. We're still not finished. If we look at the top, we'll notice this resembles the difference between 2 squares. P squared, we have a minus sign, but this item is not squared. But we all know 9 is the same thing as 3 squared. Let me write it a little bit better. Now we can use the difference between 2 squares. We have the 2. And the difference between 2 squares says that we can put 2 brackets, put the p and the 3, the p and the 3, make one positive and make one negative. And the underneath, we have p minus 3 multiplied by 2p minus 1. You all notice something on top and something underneath looks similar? We have a p minus 3 and we have a p minus 3. We can cancel them off, leaving us with 2 open brackets p plus 3, and underneath we have 2p minus 1. I believe this is as simple as this question can get. This would have been my final answer in an exam for this question. Let's try question 2. So I hope you got it correct. If you got it correct, congrats. If you did not get it correct, don't feel too bad. Now you understand how to do it. So let's try question 2. Question 2, I believe, was a simultaneous equation. So there are many different ways to solve a simultaneous equation. So not too sure which one I'm going to use as yet. I'm still thinking about it. Let's see. All right. How about we use the elimination method today? Now, for the elimination method to work, the x's must be lined up on top of each other, the y's must be lined up on top of each other, and the numbers must be on the other side of the equal sign. So this one seems to be lined up perfectly. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pay attention to the x's. What number do we have touching the x? -4. The -4 will visit downstairs. Now you notice the sign came with it. And what number is touching the x here? 2. He is going to visit, well, a copy of him is going to visit upstairs here. So what we're going to do, we're going to multiply everyone on top by 2. When I say everyone, I mean everyone. Him, and him. And underneath, we're going to multiply everyone by -4. Multiply by -4, multiply by -4, and also the 32 gets multiplied by -4. So, let the multiplication begin. I'm going to multiply this one. And let's draw the line here so we don't confuse it. I believe we will get -8x positive 4y is equal to -32. And the underneath, we'll get -4 by 2x is -8x, -4 by positive 3y is -12y, and 4 by 32 is -128, because a negative and a positive is a negative. All right. What we're going to do now, we're going to put 3 separate minus signs. One for the x's, one in between the y's, and one in between the normal numbers. And then we're going to write a big equal sign underneath this whole thing. And divide it underneath into 3 pieces. One is going to be for the x's, one is going to be for the y's, and one is going to be for the normal numbers. All right. So it's probably a while since I did an elimination method, because I believe this was quite video 12, not 12, but probably about 8 or 9, somewhere around there. So you're going to read from the top, go down, but you're going to write horizontally. So we have -8x, which we will always end up minusing. So you put this minus sign here. And what is waiting here? Another minus. So we have -8x minus -8x. When 2 negatives touch, you get a positive. -8 plus 8x is 0x. Now, in my previous videos, when we were doing the elimination method, I told you that if you did everything correct, you will always get 0 for your first answer. We did. So that means most likely I'm on the right track. I don't even want you to write the 0. Just leave it blank. Let's handle the y's now. We're going to read from the top. Positive 4y minus -12y. Positive 4y minus -12y. So, 2 negatives give you a positive. 4y plus 12y, I believe, is 16y. So, my y's end up being 16y. Let's do the normal numbers now. -32 minus -128. 2 negatives make a positive. Let's add this up. -32 plus 128 will give me 96. So we get positive 96 here. We can easily solve for y. Pay attention to here alone. 16y is equal to 96. The 16 is a multiply. When we throw across the multiply, we will get a divide. So y is equal to 96 divided by 16. 96 divided by 16 is 6. Therefore, y is equal to positive 6. But this is just our first answer. Remember, the purpose of a simultaneous equation is to solve for x and to solve for y. So let's solve for x now. To solve for x, we can choose any one of these four formulas. 1, 2, not formulas, equations. 1, 2, 3, or 4. It doesn't matter which one we choose. Now my board is getting a little cluttered here, so I am going to choose the first equation. So let's going to erase this to make some space here. Erase this here. So I'm going to choose the first equation. Now, according to our first answer, y is 6. So when we run to the first equation, wherever you see a y, feel free to replace it with a 6. Throw away this y and in brackets replace it with a 6. Let's work this out. Minus 4x, 2 by 6 is 12 is equal to minus 16. Time to solve for x. Throw across positive 2y, you will get negative 2y. So let's do that. Throw across positive 2y, 12y, sorry, I kept saying 2. When you throw across positive 12y, you'll get minus, I said y no, sorry. When you throw across positive 12, you get minus 12. Sorry, it's very late in the night here. So let's minus these two here. So we have minus 4x is equal to minus 16 minus 12. Minus 16 minus 12 will give me minus 28. Almost there, guys, don't worry. So now to solve for x. Minus 4 is a secret multiply because it's touching the x. When you throw across a multiply, you will get a divide, but the sign does not change. Well, two negatives, when you divide it, you get a positive. 28 divided by 4 is 7. So we're finished. At the end of the day, we can say y is 6 and x is 7. Now, it's very important to note that any method we use to solve the simultaneous would have given us the same answer, whether it's substitution or elimination here. You also have the XX method. Any one of them would have given you the same answer. All right, so how are we doing so far? We're doing good. I hope you got everything correct so far. Let's try question 3. All right. So question 3 was a solve for x question, which means at the end of the day, you were looking for x on one side and everyone else on the other side. So we had 3x plus 4 divided by 5 minus 2x minus 3 divided by 6 is equal to minus 3/4. So, first things first. Anytime we have something smack in the middle, pretend it's light and let it float up to the top. So let this minus sign go to the top. Also, this minus sign is kind of in the middle. Well, you probably, we'll leave this one in the middle for the time being. If we let it float up to the top, it's really not a problem. Well, since I told you all that, I probably should put it to the top. Now, it's very important to note that if the minus sign is on the top and you have two items, it belongs to both of the items. So if you make this one float up to the top, to be safe, put the two items in brackets. That will show yourself and the examiner that you understand that this minus sign belongs to everything on top. So whenever I see fractions and somebody asks me to solve for x, the first thing that jumps into my mind is cross multiplication. But cross multiplication only works when you have exactly one fraction on this side of the equal sign and exactly one fraction on the other side. You notice we have two fractions on that side and one fraction on that side. You can't use cross multiplication. So what I suggest is that we add these two fractions using the LCM and we'll combine these two fractions to get one fraction. And when we get that one fraction, then we will cross multiply. So let's get started. The LCM of 5 and 6 is 30. 5 into 30 is 6. Take the 6 and multiply it by the top. So on top we will get 6 and we're going to multiply the whole top by 6. I'll expand that out in a little while. 6 into 30 is 5. So we have a minus sign here. And we're going to multiply every one in the brackets by, well, by 5, and you have a minus, so it's really minus 5. And this whole thing is equal to minus 3 on 4. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to take our time and multiply every one in the brackets by 6, and then every one inside here by minus 5. So 6 by 3 is 18, so I believe you'll get 18x plus 6 by 4 is 24. Minus 5 by 2x is minus 10x. Minus 5 by minus 5 by minus 3 is positive 15. And we're going to divide this whole thing by 30, and it's still equal to minus 3 on 4. Now, there are certain things we can simplify before moving on. You will notice that this has an x here, this item here, and this item has an x. So we can add these two, like squish them together to get one answer. Then we can squish these two together to get one answer. So 18 minus 10 is, well, 18x minus 10x is 8x. 24 plus 15 is 39. Divided by 30 is equal to minus 3 on 4. All right. Now we can cross multiply, because we have exactly one fraction on this side and exactly one fraction on the other side. Now I'm running out of space, right? I don't think I can go much lower without falling out the screen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear up here and continue this question. So let's clear this up and continue the question. Right? I'm going to write this back up here. I'm not going to change a thing. 8x plus 39 on 30 minus 3 on 4. So we were at the point where we were about to cross multiply. So let's cross multiply. Everyone on top here gets multiplied by the 4, and then we'll multiply the other diagonal. So 4 gets multiplied by the entire 8x plus 39. Notice I put it in brackets. And well, minus 3 by 30, I guess I can do that one time. You'll get minus 90. Multiply everyone in the brackets by 4. 4 by 8x is 32x. 4 multiplied by 39 is 156 is equal to minus 90. We're going to solve for x now. That means one x on one side, everyone else on the other side. Throw across positive 156, we will get minus 156. Let's work that out one time. Looks like minus, no, I just went wrong. Minus 246. Let's solve for x quickly. The 32 is a multiply. Throw across the multiply. You're going to get a divide, but the sign did not change. It still remains positive. Negative divided by positive is a negative, and 246 divided by 32 is minus 7.6875. Feel free to round off to how much ever decimal places that you were comfortable with. So this is the answer for this question. I hope you got it correct. Time for the final question. Question 4. Oh my God. Why did I give you such a horrible question? Question 4. Expand and simplify. Right, so let's see. Minus 3 on 5. There's an x here in the middle. There's a 2x. There's a minus a half. 3/4 minus 3x. All right, let's make sure this is correct. Everything looks correct here. All right, first things first. There are a few things in the middle here. Anything in the middle? Pretend it's light and let it float up to the top. This X is in the middle and this minus sign is in the middle. So let's fix this up one time. Minus sign goes to the top, X goes to the top. There's no, well, 2x is the same thing as 2x on 1. This minus sign, let it float up to the top. Right, that's a little bit neater. Right. All right, now we have two options. We can multiply these two first and then multiply the answer by minus 3x on 5, or we can multiply these two first. I'm going to do the brackets first. I always like doing the brackets first. Let's multiply these two first. Remember how this will work. Everyone, these two guys will get multiplied by the 2x on 1, and then these two guys will get multiplied by the minus a half. So it will look something like this. Right? And now we have to multiply these two by the minus 1 and 2. And when we're finished with this, then we'll multiply everyone here by minus 3x on 5. Right? So everyone on top gets multiplied by 2x, everyone underneath gets multiplied by 1. Everyone on top gets multiplied by minus 1, everyone underneath gets multiplied by 2. Let's do this quickly. We get 6x minus 6x squared. Something looks wrong here. That's correct. All right. Sorry, there's a little cough there. All right. So everyone on top gets multiplied by 2x, multiply everyone underneath by 1. 1 by 4 is 4, 1 by 1 is 1. Everyone on top gets multiplied by minus 1, so we'll get minus 3 plus 3x, right? Minus and a plus is a minus, 2 negatives make a positive. 2 by 4 is 8, 2 by 1 is 2, right? What we can do, you notice he has an x squared, he has no letter, but these two have x's in them. So since this has an x and this has an x, there's a possibility we can squish them together to get one answer. So let's do that quickly. I'm just going to put the minus 6x squared first, the minus 3 on 8 after, and these two guys, I'm going to put them together so I can squish them together. So we have positive 6x on 4 plus 3x on 2. We can squish these two together or add them using the LCM. Now we all know the LCM of 4 and 2 is 2. 4 and 2 is 4. 4 into 4 is 1. 1 by 6x is 6x. 2 into 4 is 2. 2 by 3x is, it's like 6x. Wow. All right. Everything looks correct there. 6x plus 6x is 12x. So what we're going to do now, well, we can add these two to get 12x. So I'm running out of space, so I'm going to go to the top of the board just now. But the point is, when we multiply the brackets, we ultimately ended up with minus 6x squared on 1 minus 3 on 8 plus 12x on 4. Right? So now, as promised, after we multiplied on the two brackets, we're supposed to multiply everyone here by the minus 3x on 5. Let's do that and we'll be finished with the entire question. So everyone on top gets multiplied by minus 3x. So pay attention to your signs. If we multiply the top, I believe we'll get positive 18x cubed, then positive 9x, then minus 36x squared. Because everyone on top gets multiplied by minus 3x. Now multiply out the underneath. Everyone gets multiplied by 5. 5, 40, and 20. So, well, there's only one small, but this is basically almost my final answer. It's just that some things here can simplify, and then we'll be finished. I believe that 4 can go into 36 9 times. So we divide the top by 4, and we can divide it underneath by 4. So we will get 9x squared on 5. That is my final answer for this question. So I really hope that you got everything correct in that mock exam. Of course, look out for my next set of videos. In my next set of videos, I'm going to start quadratics from beginning to end. Everything you need to know about quadratics. Right? So once again, don't forget to check the website below, subscribe, and leave comments. Thank you very much, and have a good night.